So, Burnley 2, Coventry 1. It's a result that we needed. Obviously, results going our way, with Leeds dropping points and Sheffield losing. Puts us top of the league at the weekend for probably one of the first times we've been top, to be fair, in a fairly crucial time. But obviously, for me, I can't get too excited because it could all switch by Tuesday because we play again. That's how close this championship season is going to be. But it wasn't the best performance. It was shaky. I was saying this to one of my mates at work, that I feel like with the early goal, and obviously it shouldn't have been a goal, that deflated us a bit. Obviously, I feel like every time we concede a goal now, it's going to be like, whoa, hang on, what's going on? Because we're not exactly used to it, and we're not exactly used to coming back from 1-0 down. So I feel like it was a bit of a shock. So that doesn't help, but we reacted well. I say Anthony, once again, incredible. And getting the 2 goals after we'd sort of had about 4 last weekend against whoever we were playing. So yeah, it's been coming. Anthony is, don't get me wrong, he was very lucky for the second goal. But still, I feel like we dug in deep. Obviously, we shouldn't have taken that many bookings in the end. I feel like we could have held on without having to do that. And Foster got a lot of stick. I'm not saying he had his best game, but I could see what Parker were going with. Obviously, it kind of worked out in the end. We used Edwards and Anthony so well of getting behind because Coventry have such a high line. But yeah, as I've said so many times this season, if that's a Leeds or a Sheffield United, they will play a bit poorly and then win. And that's where we struggled this season, I think. Well, but this time I feel like we've actually finally dug in deep, and we know we're going a bit more attacking now. Parker's come out and said now we've got to be attacking, added skill of Edwards, and Anthony can now play on the left and stuff like that. And we found our front three really, and obviously with Brown over there as well. I feel like we're finally getting where we can be an attacking force. Don't get me wrong, we're not there yet, but as I said, the type of performance you've got to dig deep, kind of play not your best football, but just get the job done. I feel like Fleming probably wasn't the player to go for today, which like Parker knew that it wasn't going to be as much as a physical battle, I don't think, unlike the early stages. But when he did bring him on, it was starting to get a bit physical, of hang on and put your body on the line and stuff like that. But there's so many chances today where we could have easily been I won't say 2-0 down, but when we conceded, we weren't exactly up for it at first. It took a while to get that going, I think. We seemed to struggle. Don't get me wrong, we made our chances, but we just couldn't get going. And then that first goal comes, and clearly Parker's put a rocket up our arse at half time and said, look, that's not good enough, because we were second best in the first half. Look, I said, Laurent, for me, were quite poor in that first half. I don't think not poor, but he's just been a bit unlucky in a way. His touches just weren't landing and stuff like that, and his passes weren't coming off. Which some players have been games. Look, we're 40 games into the season now. I get we should have our best 11, but it's one of them. Players just don't have a better game sometimes. But yeah, we're getting on with something now, I think. And look, we're top of the league. Obviously, Sheffield dropping points. I get we've got that game in hand. Oh no, we don't. No, we play that today. But yeah, I feel like it's starting to not click, because it clicked a while ago, but starting to get to a place where we can, for example, if the referees knew what we were doing in this league, we win that 2-0, different story. We're 2-0 up early doors in the second half and stuff like that. I mean, it's a completely different game. And I hate this thing. I get the officials as I said, aren't the best, but we do need to sort it out. But we can't blame it how's he got that space as well, and how's the player got a shot off and all that lot. There's so much which would go into it, but yeah, I feel like that was a very good performance. And Leeds and Sheffield United will be looking on and panicking a bit, especially Sheffield, when they know they've got to come to the turf yet and win, really. Because if for example, if as I said earlier in the video, we could things can change by Tuesday. It could be a thing of way top, 3 points clear of Sheffield United by the time they come, and then it's like, oh well, Leeds have maybe won, so they need to win just to get back in the playoffs, not in the automatics. Never mind just the to win the championship. So as I say, it can all change, and I'm not getting too excited yet. Obviously, Bristol, obviously West Brom, Bristol, and Coventry were probably avoiding away from Sheffield United. They were probably our 3 biggest games, I think. Look, we struggle. I'm not saying we struggle, but we know we're not going to spank Coventry. We know we're not going to spank West Brom. We know we're not going to spank Bristol. But we've come away from, 7 points? It's not a bad result. I don't happen a lot. So yeah, it's a performance to prove the doubters wrong in a way for me. Because, as like mentioned earlier, Sheffield United and Leeds will play that badly and still win, which we hadn't done that this season. So yeah, I feel like we should prove to ourselves in a way that, yeah, we might not have our best game, but we can still go out there, get a result, and not just hold on for a draw. We can go. I get where we're kind of holding on at the end, but we wanted to win. It weren't like, not that we weren't bored if we concede, but it's still one of them of, oh well, we can like play with it now in a way of, well, oh, we don't have to play defensive. We've got this attacking like advantage in our way, where we can go and attack a game. We attacked the game for once, which obviously we haven't seen a lot this season. So yeah, it's good. It's good to see at this point, especially with Sheffield coming to the turf in a few weeks, and another thing with Derby Tuesday. If you had told me before the way we're playing it at Christmas, you said, "Oh, we've got to go to Derby," I'd be quite worried. But we might not go and do anything here. But with the recent games, look, Derby's a game where you've got to go and like Plymouth. We've got to go there, put 3 or 4 past them. We did it at Luton, against Luton at our place. We did it against Plymouth. Now we've got to go to Derby and put a few past them there. Obviously, we've got other games to come up with. Obviously, Norwich at home on Friday as well. They won't roll over lightly, but I feel like we've got enough to get a very good result there to set us up for the bank holiday games of Watford away and stuff like that. I mean, obviously the big one at Sheffield, but we can't afford to drop points anymore. We just can't. It's just, we're at a point now. Look at what's happened to Sheffield and Leeds. Leeds obviously dropping points all over the place. Sheffield surprisingly dropping points today. It's one of them of, if that was us, it could, before today, if we had dropped points and Leeds and Sheffield had won, it could have been over in a way. But then it's all sort of, we don't want to tread too lightly and we'll celebrate too early. Yeah, we're top at league, we'll have Sheffield. It's like one of them, we could go to Derby and we do us over, and it's back to where we were last night. So, but yeah, I feel like it was a very good result, which can be built on ready for the bigger games coming up.